This is problem 17b from the H8-9 homework. Same directions as 17a, finding all of the roots given the exact values, and then we're trying to figure out how many x-intercepts the graph will have as well. So letter B says f of x equals x to the third plus x squared minus 7x minus 3. Okay, so first thing here we want to look at what are our possible integral roots. So looks like our constant term in the back here is -3, right? So that means we'd have positive or -1 and positive or -3. That's where we want to look on our graph. So we'll take it and we'll graph it here. I've already got that one typed in, activated here. So then we're going to go to our graph. And you'll see here another cubic function. And as we kind of trace and look at our zeros, looks like we have an integral root at -3. It's not be at -0.414. That one's not going to work. And then over here, we have 2.41. So that one is not an integer value either. So the one we're going to pull out of there then would be our x equals -3. So that's like our known root. So our known factor is going to be x plus 3. And now we're going to take it here, right? So we know that this is going to be equal to x plus 3 times something here. We're going to have to find the rest of that now by doing our polynomial division. So let's go ahead here. We're going to have x to the third power plus x squared minus 7x minus 3. And we are going to divide that by x plus 3. So I'm going to use synthetic division again because it's quicker and I want to get it done. So we got a 1, a 1, a -7, and a -3. So it looks like we're going to get here, that's going to equal x squared minus 2x minus 1. Right, so that's what it factors into there. Now, x squared minus 2x minus 1 isn't going to factor anymore, so now we're looking at solving this equation, right? So we know here that we've got, x plus 3 times the quantity of x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. The x plus 3 is going to give us back to our x equals -3, and then it looks like we're probably going to have to use quadratic formula again. So we know that a is equal to 1, b is equal to -2, and c is equal to -1. So x equals the opposite of -2 plus or minus the square root of -2 squared minus 4 times 1 times -1 all over 2 times 1. And remember, we have 3 x-intercepts there, so these are all real roots. We should end up with a positive under the square root. We should have 2 plus or minus. This would be 4 plus 4, which should be 8. So we have the square root of 8 all over 2. And that's like saying 2 plus or minus 2 radical 2 over 2. And then that should simplify down to 1 plus or minus radical 2. So that is what x will equal, 1 plus radical 2 and 1 minus radical 2. And then we also have our -3. So our answers here, x equals -3, x equals 1 plus the square root of 2, and x equals 1 minus the square root of 2. So this one obviously touches the x-axis 3 times there, but those are the root values. Okay, so this is problem 17b from the H8-9 homework. If you have additional questions, please make sure you ask.